In Quebec, 3 Parti Québécois MNAs were not allowed to enter the legislature chamber today, and it's because they refused to swear the mandatory oath to the king. They say it's a symbol of another era and should be dropped. The CBC's Sarah Lovett is in Montreal, and she has more on what happened and when they were blocked from entering by the Sergeant-at-Arms.
Well, Artie, there was a lot of anticipation leading up to this session. What would happen with these 3 Parti Québécois MNAs? Questions of whether or not they would try to force their way in, or if, in fact, the Speaker of the House would let them in. In the end, it was slightly anticlimactic in the sense that the Speaker inside the chambers saying that they would not be allowed in, and meanwhile, outside, the 3 MNAs speaking to the Sergeant-at-Arms and being told that they would not be allowed in, and so they left. Now, Parti Québécois leader Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon has said that swearing an oath to the king is archaic. He says that it doesn't make sense to be swearing an oath to a foreign monarch, and that it is time for a change. Now, there has been discussion about this over the years. In fact, some PQ MNAs in the 1970s attempted the same thing. So it's not a new discussion, although it was renewed with the death of Queen Elizabeth. But let's hear from Paul Saint-Pierre Plamondon about his reaction about being turned away today.
I think we need to work with the institution, respect the institution. The Sergeant-at-Arms is doing what she's ordered to, and that's okay. And I think the new president will consider the documents that I just presented, and hopefully it will lead to change.
So now this involved 3 Parti Québécois MNAs. What about the other parties? What are they saying?
Well, let's start with opposition party Québec Solidaire, who are in the chambers right now as we speak. They've party leader co-leader Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois has tabled a bill to make that oath optional. He said that his party, that it was their priority. It was the first order of business for them. So that's happened today. But in the meantime, the ruling party, Coalition Avenir du Québec, also saying that it is something that they would like to do. Leader François Legault, Premier François Legault, saying that they would table a bill next week. But he did take the opportunity to kind of say this isn't a priority. We're concentrating on dealing with inflation, and so that's our priority. That's why we're depositing this bill next week. One thing for sure, though, it's not going to happen overnight. The Speaker saying that the PQ MNAs are not allowed in the chambers as long as they have not sworn that oath, and that as long as that is still law, they will not be allowed in the Blue Room.